Greetings, humans. HylianMailMan here. Welcome to the first episode of Initial Thoughts, where I give my thoughts on the first few episodes of a new show. Today we're talking about Clarence, created by Skyler Page, who has formerly worked on storyboarding for Adventure Time and Secret Mountain Fort Awesome, and is animated by Cartoon Network Studios. Clarence is a down-to-earth, slice-of-life cartoon, which is quite refreshing among today's oohs and equestrias. Not that there's anything wrong with complex fantasy worlds, but Clarence represents a genre that is increasingly uncommon in the Western market. The show follows the titular Clarence and his best friends Jeff and Sumo. Jeff is a neurotic germaphobe, while Sumo is wild and crazy. And although that's really all there is to them, I think having simple characters works to the show's advantage. Kids, after all, don't usually have complex personalities, and Clarence's particular lack of definable traits makes them easy for the viewer to project themselves onto, or more specifically, project their inner child onto. I say that because this show is, above all else, nostalgic, and I know that's become something of a buzzword these days, but Clarence takes a different, and in my opinion more effective approach in its attempt to stir up nostalgia in the viewer. Most nostalgic shows rely on pop culture references to remind us of the things we liked as kids, like movies and video games from the 80s and 90s. Clarence instead tries to remind us of what it actually felt like to be a kid. Instead of episodes about power gloves or hair metal bands, Clarence's adventures focus on things like chases through one of those fast food indoor playgrounds, or pretending to play arcade games after you've run out of tokens. And that isn't to say it doesn't make pop cultural references, but when it does so in the way that a kid would. Instead of simply saying, "Hey, remember Star Wars? That was a thing," like an adult reminiscing on their childhood, it has Clarence and Jeff fighting with foam lightsabers while the soundtrack makes nods to John Williams' prequel soundtrack. And when you're a kid, Star Wars isn't about tired quotes or whether puppets are better than CG. It's about every vaguely phallic object being usable as a lightsaber. And as for the musical reference, if you didn't hum Duel of the Fates while you and a friend fought to the death, god damn it, you weren't doing it right. I will admit that Clarence's humor doesn't always do it for me, but it so accurately captures the joys of being a kid that it just makes me feel good while I'm watching it. And in my opinion, that's the best thing a slice of life can do. A show doesn't always need complex plot points or deep characters. Sometimes you just need a nice, simple show to relax to. Now, because of this, I don't really see Clarence going anywhere that would require any deeper analysis later on, but I do plan on personally following it for the foreseeable future, and who knows, maybe something will happen that warrants a full season review. Anyway, that's all for now. HylianMailMan out.